G'day, I've just spent 5 very nice nights here at the beautiful Hotel de la Source, right next to the Spa track for the Belgian Grand Prix. Next up, it's the Dutch GP in Amsterdam. Well, it's actually in Zandvoort. But the beauty of this is, I can drive from this race to the next race. Now, we don't have any other situation in the year where I can drive from one to the other. It's always a flight. So come on, let's get going and I'll take you on a leisurely drive from Belgium to the Netherlands. I've gone all of 10 kilometres and now we find ourselves in a traffic snarl that is 33 minutes long. I thought I was going to get there in really quick time, but maybe not. I've been going 90 minutes, so I thought I'd stop here and have a bite to eat. I think I'm in Holland, or the Netherlands. Turns out I'm not in the Netherlands, I'm still in Belgium, but I'm in a town called Lommel at a place called De Houten, and I'm going to have a burger and a mineral water. 1 burger and a litre of mineral water later, we're now off to Amsterdam, to the Marriott. This is the Amsterdam Marriott. It's quite an old building, but nice inside. 2 nights here and then we're off to the airport to stay in the Hyatt. Hello, checking in under the name of Ilman. So this is the Marriott in Amsterdam. It's a nice room, the air conditioning is very effective. And I have a view of Amsterdam city. I guess I don't know anything about this city, but it looks quaint. This is my first time in Amsterdam during the day. I've been here once at night. But very quickly you learn not to walk on the bike paths because they come past at a fair speed. Andries?
Hey Tim, how's it going?
Well, this is the boat we're going on this afternoon. This is our captain, Andries.
Here we go.
Let's get on without dropping all this in the drink. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
This is great. What have you got there?
So we got the typical Dutch cuisine. It doesn't get better than this. It's the fried bitterballen. Some meat in it, fried, together with some mustard from a Michelin star restaurant. So this is where you want to get it.
This is bitterballen. It's my first attempt. But I guess you have a bit of mustard on there. Fantastic. Be fatty as all hell, not good for you, but it's a great local treat. It's got a crispy outer and a moist, soft inner bit. I like it. I like it a lot. 1 down, second one coming.
Smooth.
I did it.
Very smooth.
That was lovely. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you. It was great seeing you. See you next year.
I spent 2 enjoyable days here in Amsterdam, really loved it. Before I check into the Hyatt, I've decided to come out here to the Schiphol Airport viewing platform area, which is next to one of the runways, and it's a great social scene. So many people here, planes taking off every couple of minutes. There's even a food van out here serving hamburgers and fries and all sorts. This is the Hyatt Place Hotel out at the airport. I stayed here last year. It's probably about 25-30 minute drive to and from the track, and because we get parking and a dedicated lane, it's really easy to get to and from the track. It's a business hotel. It's out here next to the airport. Not much of a social scene, but comfortable rooms, and I quite liked it last year. So what's Zandvoort like? Well, it's a quaint seaside town that swells massively during the Grand Prix. Most people catch public transport to the event, although a lot do ride bikes. Quite a lot, as you can see here. The track's built on the sand dunes and is right in the heart of the town. It's a great event with a passionate crowd. Well, that ends up a week's stay here at the Hyatt Place in Amsterdam, out near the airport. If you love planes, it's fantastic. The room was great. Parking was only 10 euros a day. I was paying 60 in the middle of Amsterdam. Breakfast, 10 euros a day. Very good value. But now it's time to lug all of this stuff to Italy for the Monza race. Today I'm flying British Airways to London. It's about an hour. I think it's a couple of hours to Milan. Then I have to pick up my parking pass because I didn't get it at the last race. Then I check into my beautiful apartment. The same one I've stayed at for the last 2 times. I have read some horror stories about travelling out of Schiphol in terms of big delays and long lines, but clearly it's pretty good this morning. And behind me here is a huge undercover waiting area outside the terminal for busy days. Good morning. I'm going to Milan. At Schiphol, British Airways uses the Aspire Lounge, which, to be perfectly frank, is a little disappointing. And why am I going via London? Well, it's a free ticket, so it takes a little bit longer, but it doesn't cost me any money, and it is business class, just points. I am a little bit concerned I have to clear customs going into England, then come out again, but I think transiting I should be fine. This is flight BA429 from Schiphol to London. This is an Airbus A319, and interestingly, it has BEA logos on the side, which is a retro livery for British Airways. About 50 minutes in and we're just landing into Heathrow. We're held up a little bit, but that was a good meal. It was a naan bread with some sort of Middle Eastern meat and spices in it. But I've always found the meals here on BA have always been very good, even on short flights. Having landed here in Heathrow, I've now got to find my next flight. This is Terminal 5, Gates A, if that means anything to you. Some good news there, it's at least in this terminal. Another round of security checks successfully passed. Now I've got to find a gate. Well, the board behind me says I've got an hour and 6 minutes and we're leaving from A gates. So I think that's time for a quick look at the lounge.
Hello there. Thank you very much.
I like this lounge, it's quite spacious, plenty of seats, a very good bar, and if you're a wine drinker there's a little bit of choice for you there, along with a whole selection of spirits. And it actually overlooks the runway out here, so you can sit and watch planes come and go. Food-wise, pretty good. I had a pie and a little stew with some rice, and they were just unveiling the sandwiches as I was about to leave. But the real piece de resistance for me is the ice cream. I think there were 4 flavours up there. I tried the strawberry and the caramel. And I tell you what, you wouldn't be disappointed with either of those two. This is BA Flight 584, an A320 direct to Milan. Hats off to the Italians, they got me through immigration in 3 minutes. They have the readers that read your passport, and then I had to get a stamp in my passport, but there was a huge queue for everybody else, and none for Australians, New Zealanders, Americans and British. Well, that was one of my best efforts, 25 minutes from stepping off the plane to getting down here to collect a rent-a-car. Now we'll see how long this takes. I book a lot of my cars through rentalcars.com, and today I've got one from OK Mobility, and I've got no idea what they're like. 16 minutes that took, and then there's about 15 minutes waiting in a queue. They've got to sort out the paperwork side of renting a car. And now I'm heading off to my apartment. And this is it. Spacious, lovely, 20 minutes from the track, and downstairs is the most loveliest Italian restaurant run by Elisabetta and Gilberto. After 5 fantastic days here in Italy, it's time for me to head to the airport now. I'm going to Australia via Singapore with Singapore Airlines. Should be a great trip. This is Elisabetta. Hello, Elisabetta.
Hello, hello.
Next up, there's a 41-kilometre journey in this Renault Clio to Malpensia Airport for a 10 to 2 p.m. flight. Well, the trip to just outside the airport was about 45 minutes, and we're paying 1.97 euros a litre. Have a look at the queue behind me to collect cars at Sixt Car Rentals here at Malpensa. That is crazy and not enjoyable. Well, I've arrived here exactly 3 hours prior to the flight departing, and they're just about to open check-in. There's a couple in front of me here in business class, a few in economy, and I'll go up and spend some time in the lounge editing videos. All checked in now, so it's through passport control and off to the lounge, so come and have a look. One good thing about stumping up extra for business class is you get to go through security quicker in most places, and I reckon there's probably 200 people in that queue, and there are 6 in this one. And Ray-Ban have a great promotion right here in the middle of the Milan duty-free store. I like this airport a lot. It has more of a feel of a high-end shopping mall with some nice eateries like the one behind me. And obviously it's packed full of Italian fashion. So being in Terminal 1 here at Malpensa, Singapore Airlines uses the Montale Lounge. And this is what it looks like. You're on my video now. Clive Mason. Hello, mate.
You've been vlogging?
Still doing it.
Have a pleasant flight, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a nice flight. Thank you.
And now it's on to an Airbus A350-900.
Welcome aboard.
19K.
19K, across and to the right.
Thank you. Well, first up, there's no bad seats on a Singapore Airlines A350 business class cabin, but there are some seats that are better than others, and I happen to have one of those better seats on this flight. This is a bulkhead seat, so it's row 19. There is no seat in front of me, and have a look at this space. So I've sat myself down and been offered a glass of water, and they've taken my order for a post-takeoff drink, and in a second they're going to want to know what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm going to have the beef and the chicken satay, because you always have the chicken satays on board Singapore Airlines and also on Malaysia. This business class suite is interesting in so much as the seat folds down into a flatbed, but it doesn't recline into a flatbed. This part actually comes forward and doubles up on the other bit, and that's why it's so tall. But frankly, it's the width of the seat that is mind-boggling. 60 centimetres? It'd be under no doubt that this is a very luxurious product, and it's priced accordingly too. We've kicked off this festival of food and drink with a glass of champagne. This is Charles Heidziak. I originally asked for the beef, but there was none left, so I settled for the sea bass, which was fried, had like a sweet and sour sauce on it and some rice. It was tasty, and before that, started it off with some octopus. Oh, and having used this particular seat a number of times, I've only just realised today that there is a button here that allows you to adjust the height of the table. I've got about 3 hours sleep. We're about 2.5 hours from landing into Singapore Airport. I asked for the amenities pack. It's not given out, you have to ask for one. It's by Penhaligon, but let me tell you, it's pretty ordinary. When you stack it up, say, against Qatar's business class package, in it you get 3 little things. You get a face mist, some hand and body lotion, and a lip balm, but it's in a nice bag. Touchdown Singapore, and I'll be back here in 2 weeks for the Singapore GP. Thank you. We arrived in Terminal 3, and as the board says, go to Terminal 1. That is the plan now. This aircraft is actually only 2 years old. It comes with, according to this, 40 business class seats and 263 in economy. The last plane had business, premium economy and economy. And I'm in seat 19K again, same as last flight, which is a bulkhead seat, which is great because you get the extra leg room. We're about 20 minutes out of Perth. I had a couple of hours sleep. I had 1 bowl of bircher muesli because they only serve breakfast on this flight, which is a bit of a cop-out. But thankfully one of my sons is picking me up from the airport, and then it's off to Lancelin for a couple of weeks R&R, and it's back to Singapore.
Thank you, bye-bye. Have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's chilly in Perth today and wet, as you saw when we came in to land. I walked straight out of the airport, and here's my son waiting for me. No hanging around this time. It's good to be back home. If you haven't liked this video, here's your chance. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and let me remind you that one of my VIP members will be receiving a signed Kimi Räikkönen print. I picked the winner on September 27th, 2022. You'll find all of my digital images at prostarpics.com, F1 merchandise, wall art, photo books and signed F1 prints at kimillman.com. And for my best images live from the track and all during the week, head to Instagram and search at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching.
And stay patient.